Hello guys, and welcome to the next episode of the Green DigiHub Podcast. With me today is Simona, and she's gonna tell us more about her startup, Tailored to You, right? That was the name?
That's it.
Yeah, okay, first of all, can you please introduce yourself to the audience? Like, what do you do? What inspires you on a daily basis?
Okay, so what I do, as you already said, I'm currently the co-founder and CEO of Tailored. Tailored to You is the full name of the app we have, and in the simplest terms I can ever say it, it's an app which aims to help people save time and money when shopping and when styling their clothes. So basically helps you decide what to buy, what to wear, and what to get rid of. I think CEO, co-founder and stuff like this in the big corporations have very different meaning than what it does in a startup. Yeah. My day-to-day is definitely doing everything and anything to make the startup grow, to make the startup work, to make really the product be better, to align with our customers and really, make something which is useful to everyone.
And can you tell me more about your background? What did you do before you started your startup? And is it related to what you're doing now?
Very much no. I think I love to say that Tailored is a fashion tech startup and I have nothing to do with fashion, but a lot to do with tech. Yeah. My background, I actually studied physics, so that always surprises people because usually in the fashion world, everyone used to be a stylist, a designer, had a passion for fashion. I come from a very, very different point. Definitely, I came into fashion because I struggled with it. I couldn't decide anything like what to wear, what to buy. I always had to call my sister, ask for advice. So that's how I came into fashion. But before that, I actually used to be a data scientist in IBM in London. So used to not only analyze data, but make AI applications for huge clients in London. Also used to do AI strategies. Really very much the tech side of the business. Before that, I used to be a power system analyst, which seemed very weird, but a startup, which actually, apart from the power system analysis side, I also did computer vision algorithms. So that really got me into the AI side of things. Was very much going on to a physics career until at some point I decided to change. Okay,
and now let's dive deeper into the startup itself. So can you explain what exactly is this? Is it an app? How do you exactly use it? Like, what do I need to do? Is it actually only for women also?
So no, it's not only for women. Definitely women are the majority of our customers, but that has to be expected because whenever you say fashion, I think the stereotypes hold. There is only so much time in the day, so I think men don't always go towards digging into their wardrobes, deciding outfits. It's for them is more efficiency problem rather than anything else. But what Tailored to You is, it's an app which you quickly can digitize your wardrobe. And I think in digitizing your wardrobe, I mean, take photos of what you have, but it no longer has to be that, take one thing out of a hanger and do this for 200 pieces, because that's a pain, and I don't know, whoever do that.
Pieces? Who has 200 pieces in their wardrobe?
The majority of women, you'll be surprised.
Oh, okay.
But now you can just slump everything on your bed and take a photo of that, or upload photos of your outfits like this. And this way you create digital copies of your wardrobe, which you can look through. But what the app does, it uses that combined with your style, combined with your colors, eyes, hair, skin, everything like that, and makes outfit for you to wear on daily basis, as well as, and I think most importantly, because that's why I built the app in the first place, when you go shopping, you can take a picture of something you're thinking of buying, and it tells you immediately whether you should buy it or not. So it tells you how many similar things you have, is it in your style, how many outfits you have with that, analyzes the material, does it fit your body, does it fit, basically your wardrobe. So you no longer buy pieces which are just pretty in the shops, and then you go home and never wear them again. Because I used to be like that, and I think a lot of people early in their career, when you don't know your style, you're still trying to find who you are, what to do with clothes and all of that. Just buy a lot of things because they're pretty. And I think the majority of the fashion industry spends so much money making people buy impulsively, by like just triggering us emotionally. So me coming from a data science background very much wants to help people think of fashion in a logical way. So data-based, fact-based, rather than just, oh my God, it's so pretty, but then it's just on a hanger. So
okay, but how does this analysis work? So let's say, okay, now it's summer. Does it know that it's summer and you want to wear something more, I don't know, colorful or white or something? Also, does mood come into the algorithm? Like sometimes I want to dress more smart, other times I want to be more creative. How does this work?
So currently we have a very much text-based interface when it comes to you explaining what outfit you want. So I think nowadays with ChatGPT and like all of these AI interfaces everywhere, people are used to explaining what they want. So rather than us guessing unsuccessfully what is in your head, we've left people to explain how are they feeling, what kind of weather are they going for, because sometimes, it can be summer in Sofia, but I just currently can be somewhere far away where it's cold. So you can tell anything and everything about what you want to feel, how you want to dress, what kind of the weather is. Of course, we do some checks on in the back as well, but we will always prioritize what the user says. And based on that, we try to analyze that request, pull out your wardrobe, analyze your preferences, your style, and make the magic of actually creating outfits for you.
And also, does it encourage you to buy new stuff, or is it the opposite? It dissuades you, like it says, no, you don't buy this stuff.
Yeah, I would say it's to the best of its extent. It doesn't encourage you to buy anything unless it really fits your wardrobe. Because the whole idea of the decide feature is to be really rigorous. So really analyzing what you have, thinking whether really fits you, does it suit you, and all of that. Of course, here in the beginning, when you haven't uploaded a lot of your pieces and it doesn't know what you already have, it might give you a few yeses in the beginning because it sees, I don't know, 3 uploaded stuff. So it says, you need more than that to make outfits. But if you actually spend a bit more time into digitizing your wardrobe and put all of it there, it will be very strict on saying what is really worth it and what isn't. And you can see all the scores and do the final decision yourself. But I think sometimes I get annoyed at it because I will go shopping and I'll be like, yes, I want to buy something today. And so everything I choose, it says no, no, no. And I just leave the shops with nothing. Which in the end I go home and I was like, I don't need any of these pieces because I have them at home or something similar. So at the end of the day it's good, but sometimes it's just like, why do you tell me no?
Wow. And do you have like a feature, or if you don't have, by the way, I think this is a good idea. Sometimes, let's say when I'm going to some kind of an event or an interview or whatever, I'm wondering what clothes should I wear based on the guest or the types of people that I'm gonna meet there. So is there something like that that's gonna be like, oh, you need to dress like more casually or more formally? Do you have something like that?
That's definitely something we've been exploring, because especially for conferences, and now I go to a lot more than what I used to when I was a data scientist. I struggle with that as well. And recently at London Tech Week, that was one of the big things when I was talking to users and to people there. They don't know how to dress for an event they've never been to. They don't know, especially if coming from another country, how do you specifically dress for that country? Because in some places, like in Italy and Spain, they like to wear more like heels, more like professional. In the UK, things are a bit more relaxed. So that's something we're thinking of maybe including in the background. I think with clothing, the possibilities are endless. But that's definitely one of the things hopefully coming up.
I think that's going to be very valuable, because many times when I'm doing the podcast, I mean, I dress relatively simply, but even though I dress simply, sometimes I actually prefer to wear a t-shirt. Other times, like today, I'm wearing a shirt. And when I've invited, let's say, some guests who are a bit elderly, more like they're, let's say, some lawyers or something like that, I dress with a business shirt. Sometimes I even put on a suit. So, I mean, Yeah, that would be very, very nice to have such a feature based on your guest to really, have some suggestions what to wear. Yeah. Okay, and how exactly did you come up with this idea? And what was the moment that you were like, okay, I'm gonna be with this idea, I'm gonna build this startup, I'm gonna apply to different competitions with this idea? What was the aha moment?
I think I've always had it somewhere in the back of my mind that I just don't like thinking about what to wear and what to buy. It has always been a super stressful experience for me because I always say I'm indecisive when it comes to clothes and a lot of things in my life, but especially the clothes. So I always used to be calling my sister, texting my sister because she used to be a model, so she's much better at fashion than me. But at some point, she decided to have kids and life and stopped replying. Yeah. So I was like, I've been developing AI systems for big corporations. I for sure can make an AI system for myself and for my wardrobe so that I optimize that part of the thing, of the equation. And I looked what is it there on App Store, what's available. And yes, there were a lot of apps which were trying to do the styling side of things, but no one was actually helping stopping you to consume less fashion, to basically be buying less of what you don't need. Because especially in the early years when you're just with your first salaries and you kind of want to spend them on something, I think for women is a lot of it goes into fashion because impressions matter the first stage of your career. So I just bought way too many things. I didn't wear, didn't know what to do with them after that. My sister just laughed at them the moment she saw them. So I was like, I'll build this. But I think I'm not the usual story in which this has sat in my head forever and I've had the vision for the product and everything. I had the idea, I talked to my co-founder, and I think there is only certain times in life, and I know everyone can say in different stages you can do it as well, but I think in your 20s, building a startup is such a risk-free experience. Yeah. The worst case scenario, you just have to find another job. Yeah. You don't have kids depending on you, mortgages and stuff like this. So I was like, if I decide to do this now, I can only win. I'm going to learn a lot of stuff. I'm going to learn how to build a business, how to make a company, how to really make the marketing side of things and all of that. So I decided to just take the leap. It wasn't really a big decision around which idea to pursue and all of that. For me, it's take the leap and figure it out along the way, because otherwise you're going to spend too much time just preparing, thinking I should be better, I should know more, I should have a better product idea or anything like that.
Analysis paralysis, basically.
So
okay, and can you tell me more about your participation in the Best Youth Startup Competition? How did you discover this competition? What are your insights? Did you like it?
Yeah, so definitely I discovered it through a friend of my mother, actually, because as I said, I lived in the UK for almost eight years, so I didn't really know what's the startup world in Bulgaria. And when I actually quit my job in London to decide to do the startup, I did the unconventional thing of moving to Bali for 6 months and building it there. And then
so you left your job and went to Bali.
Yeah.
I think it's the other way around that people do it. Yeah.
Definitely, but for me it was like that, and then decided after Bali, okay, I need to come back either to Bulgaria or to London. I think for anyone who has lived in London is very expensive, and especially because we're bootstrapping, thinking about how long you can bootstrap makes more financial sense to go somewhere where you spend less. Yeah. And Bulgaria, where I didn't have to pay rent, was a smart choice. So coming back here, I wanted to learn what's the startup environment here, because I only knew what's happening in the UK. And as I said, I randomly came across the Best Youth Bulgarian Startup Competition. Seemed something interesting. Yeah. Seemed like a good way to meet the investor ecosystem, to meet what other startups are here, what are people building, how are they building it, to really get that know-how in the beginning when you're still figuring things out. So I definitely would say it gave me this. It gave me the connections. It gave me understanding how are things happening here, and that bigger view of Is Bulgaria the best market to start with? Where should we start else? Same for the investment side. So it was a great experience. Also, Ivailo, who was leading the Founder Institute, and he's a great person.
We just talked about him in the last episode. Yeah,
he's amazing when it comes to teaching startups how to pitch, how to really find their product. So I really enjoyed all the lectures. He's especially about pitching, because we did another startup competition just in November, October, an international one. But there they had pitching sessions and helping you and some documents around it. And it was very generic. It was very, talk about the problem, talk about the solution. It wasn't that focused on what you actually have to be focusing on, how to remove the noise, because as a startup there's so many things you want to say, but it's more important to say the right things at just the right level of information and provide all the details only if you're asked. That was a skill which I definitely learned because of him.
Interesting. And you also said that you have a co-founder. Do you also have other members of the team? And how did you persuade this co-founder? What is his background? And are you searching for other co-founders, or other team members?
Yeah, so currently the core team is still me and him. We know each other, I think, since kids, one of the Bulgarian competitions of physics. I think everyone who has ever been to physics Olympiads or physics competitions in Bulgaria, you're more or less the same people in every competition. So I'm super happy that I have these connections until since today with a lot of people from there. So his background is in engineering. He studied engineering in Cambridge, so a very smart guy. He used to be an operations consultant after that. So, and how I came across getting him as a co-founder and persuading him, definitely wasn't the fashion side. I think even if I try to persuade you to come on the fashion,
that's a bit hard to persuade a man to be in a fashion.
It's very hard. But the big thing about fashion is its impact in the world, because a lot of people consider fashion, just girls want to be pretty, want to put nice clothes. Fashion is a huge industry. It produces more carbon emissions than all planes and trains combined. It pollutes the water. It's 30%, more than 30% of microplastics in the world in the waters are because of fashion and washing synthetic clothing. So really, when you look into the environmental impact of that industry, things are really, really bad. And everyone says, fast fashion is bad. But you're rarely going to see how bad is it. So I managed to persuade him exactly for this part, for tackling consumerism at its core, which is, I think, making the right decision when shopping, so consuming less. And as I said, that was the main algorithm I wanted to build. I think the styling and outfits is something which I need for that shopping decision algorithm to be good, and something which people can use on a daily basis, because not everyone shops every day. But that mission is what really brought him onto the team and has kept him until today, regardless that definitely fashion is not at all in his interest. But if the tailor becomes big and is really fulfills the vision I have for it, it will have a huge impact on the environment when it comes to really stopping that fashion waste, because a lot of people just buy because prices are cheap. Now you can buy Shein for 10 euros and everything like that. And you just buy it and you throw it away, buy it and throw it away. And nobody thinks what happens with these clothes after that. So instead of me trying to tackle fashion and sustainable fashion in the usual way, which is, make more sustainable materials, make, better supply chains or anything like that, I think the way to stop consumerism on the fashion side is just consume smarter, consume less, consume better pieces which are going to last you for a longer time, which are really going to fit within your wardrobe. You can wear them a lot, so that this way you can buy really better and just not discard so many things.
You know, I have an interesting question. Do you have any idea, statistically speaking, how often do women shop? Because for me, it's like, I don't know, maybe once in in like 2 months or something. I don't know.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
So I can talk about the statistics like internationally and the ones which I've seen in my app, because I've done more than 100 customer interviews. Yeah. So on that, I think the worst case of a person I've talked to is a girl who was shopping every single day.
What?
Every single day.
How?
Every single day.
Wow.
She was just like really wanted to buy a lot online, and because online shopping is now just a few clicks away, you don't even feel it as that much of a burden than like going to the actual store, trying on stuff. You just like look at pretty things on a screen, and your money disappear, and a present comes at your door.
Food more rarely than she buys clothes.
So that is like the extreme cases. She's not the only one.
Let's say the average.
The average woman, from what I've read in the UK, she spends a month around £300 for clothes, which is a lot.
It's okay. It's okay for the UK.
Yeah, for the UK is okay, but
but what is the frequency of?
So they would usually shop at least once a month. At least once a month.
That's okay.
Yes.
I mean, that's not.
But here you can see like different percentages. I don't have them on top of my head, but if you just see the amount of money they spend, it's just a lot.
And why is shopping such a addicting activity for women?
I think for different reasons. First, it gives you that quick sense of buying something new, of like something new which you've learned. You feel pretty also. You get like dopamine and like serotonin when you see something beautiful. So that's one thing. But it's really about the thrill. Some people feel the thrills about finding a sale, so finding a good bargain. That's why there's a lot of bargain hunters and so many apps which aim to find you the best price at something, because it feels like a conquest.
So there are apps which are literally like the flight scanners or something like the same thing, but for clothes. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know about that.
There is crazy stuff, but it's because of the thrill of finding a bargain, finding something which you feel pretty in, even though that can be something you experience only in the store, and then the regret which follows when you just sit in your wardrobe is something not that many people think through. But it's a way to make us feel better.
Interesting, yeah. But you should definitely then work on this side of the... you're already working, but I think this is very valuable for people to know, because I didn't know that was such a problem. And are you currently searching for financing or other accelerators or a mentor or something? Like, where is your startup going currently? Yeah,
so mentors, I think I've mentioned already, I'm a tech person, so very much my brain thinks in a very logical, techy way. My co-founder, I would say, is quite similar. I needed to definitely get out of my shell and start to learn this completely new world of marketing, of content creation, of talking to customers. So marketing is definitely, I think, as everyone says in the B2C world, the weakest spot. Mentors in that GTM type of space is what we currently kind of have. We have some, but also everyone is welcome. So this is where we actively search for help and for advice, because that's the way you reach your customers. And we had some mentors from the UK, some exited founders, which truly helped us into that space of how do you properly find your product market fit, which is what you want in that early stage of your business. When it comes to investment, I think very much seen how is the investment scene in Bulgaria, and similar to the UK currently for B2C startups in the fashion industry is not that much of a top priority, but I think we're starting to look for some angel investment at first to really support that growth of the product. Not that much for anything on the tech side, because our startup so far is extremely lean. We haven't spent anything on marketing, anything on development. The only costs we have are tokens, or basically the commodities we use as part of the startup. So that side of things is usually makes the business super lean. But then now when we're looking more properly into growth, into properly getting some ads of the content we create, and that there will be some financing coming in, coming out of our pockets. So angel investors would really help us in that space. And one feature which we're just launching super soon is what I like to call Tinder for brands. And I know it sounds weird, but my vision is the same way you get matched with people, I think in the same way you can be matched with niche brands, with these new designers and new companies which want to make a difference in the world, which want to make either something super well-crafted, luxury, something which is really tailored to you. So it's a good piece which is going to stay in your wardrobe for a long time. Or these are some niche brands who think a lot about sustainability, about like how to make this piece of clothing not only look good but also be good for the planet if it ends up discarding. So I think nowadays a lot of people want to know the story behind the product and meet the designers. I think that's why my idea for Tinder for brands comes by knowing your style, knowing your wardrobe, knowing basically your complexity and all of that. Can we find the brands out there, these niche brands which are so hard to find because marketing is hard for everyone in the B2C world? But finding them, the ones which truly match your style, and you can support the local communities, you can support the good missions you believe in. So that's one thing I'm super excited about.
Yeah, well, hope it also turns out well. And also, I've also been very interested in the origin of clothes, like because many of them are like made in Pakistan, Bangladesh, China. And many people associate that with labor that is not treated well or something. Will it be possible through the app to see if, let's say, the clothes were made in good conditions, good labor conditions? Is that also an option?
So for these niche brands, definitely, because we ask a lot of that once we onboard them. For the bigger ones, I think for everyone who doesn't really look into the world of fashion, there is a big change coming up, and that is digital passports for clothes. So the European Union accepted two big things when it comes to sustainable fashion. So the one big thing is this year they accepted that no company is allowed to burn their clothes anymore. So if you don't manage to sell all of your clothes, goods, bags, whatever you have, before a lot of the big and luxury brands used to burn them because they didn't want to give them on sale or anything like that for reputational damage. So now they stopped that. So no longer.
So you're telling me that because they're expensive and they want to they just burn it instead of just giving it away. Wow, that's crazy.
So that was crazy. And the other thing which is happening and now in the next 18 months is the European Commission also accepted that digital passports should become mandatory. And what a digital passport is exactly what you're saying. So now every clothing company which wants to sell clothes to European customers, so basically everyone, because very, very few are selling locally, the big ones are always saying selling international, they have to provide a digital passport. So either through a QR technology or through an NFC, so by tapping your phone, you should be able to see for every clothing item where did it come from? What were the labor conditions? How long did it travel? What were the CO2 emissions? Did it have another owner? When was it produced? Where was it produced? Where did it travel? So all of that sustainability information, which now we need to make a better informed decision, will become mandatory. So I think we're early on the game because now everyone is thinking, I don't want to be uploading my wardrobe, digitizing my clothes because these are too many pieces. Soon that's going to be happening just with the tap of your phone to your clothes, and it's going to be a very different experience, and you're going to have a lot more information when you're shopping. So that's something which hopefully in the future we're going to integrate within our app, and now, as you said, for the niche brands is something we're already asking and checking.
Interesting. And as final words, what advice would you give to other young people who are just wondering if they should start on a startup or a business or just whatever like idea they have?
I think, as I said in the beginning, don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel smart enough, successful enough, skilled enough before you do the jump of starting a business. It doesn't mean that you have to go to the extreme in which I did and my co-founder, in which we quit our jobs, left everything behind, decided to go all in on this. You can start something on the side, but I think the more you procrastinate and find excuses about, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the right skills, I don't know how to code, I don't know how to market, you're gonna learn. Like, just jump. You're gonna learn all of these things. You're gonna be surprised how many people out there are doing something similar, and you're gonna be able to get their advice, get their help, get their even as partners, as co-founders. So I think you're gonna learn so much along that journey. And a lot of people say, in the job of being an entrepreneur, you're learning a lot of technical skills, a lot of marketing skills and stuff. I think you also learn a lot about yourself. So have that in mind, because all the little fears start to appear the moment you have to put yourself out there. But the earlier you overcome them, the better. It's going to help you in whatever career you have. And it's really something which makes you and forces you to learn a lot in such a short time.
And it also makes you feel alive, actually. Because
that is true.
It does make you feel like you go through nervous moments and you have successes and happy moments, but everything is like ups and downs. So yeah, like you said, just go for it. Well, thank you very much for participating. You can watch this episode on YouTube and Spotify, and see you in the next episode.
See you.